All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here over on the Harmless Dave channel. Yeah, my brand new channel. Talking about real music and people who are definitely smarter than me. And doing it in real time for a few real people out here just like you and just like me. I don't even know if I should do this video, but as usual, it's a slow news day in the world of classic rock. Who's James Mangold and why should I care about his life? I guess the soundtrack to his life, according to classic rock websites, that all basically carry the same stories each day. Um, the soundtrack to James Mangold's life is Springsteen and REM and more. Now, he's known for making movies about musicians, in case you don't know who he is. He did Walk the Line about Johnny Cash. He did A Complete Unknown, a recent biopic, a word that has become irritating in recent years, about Bob Dylan. So, what music has played a pivotal role in his life? I'm not sure why I care. Anyway, in a new interview, Mangold shared the music that he considers the soundtrack to his life. And it includes Bruce Springsteen and REM. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it? Mangold says the first concert he ever went to was Springsteen in 1980, just a few days after the death of John Lennon. So he's an expert on all things music because he went to see Springsteen in 1980. I don't know how that relates to the passing, the murder, I should say, of John Lennon. But anyway, I guess for people who wanted some context, when the concert was and so forth, he says this: I could only afford nosebleed seats, but I was so thrilled to be seeing Springsteen, who was a hero of mine. Still is. I wonder how old he was when he saw Bruce Springsteen. He couldn't be too much older than yours truly. Maybe he is. But for someone to be a hero at, say, age 20 or age even 25, that's saying a lot about someone. He's a hero. Still is, he says, according to, his current music tastes or whatever. Honestly, the music sounded like, well, it's a four-letter word, starts with S and ends with HIT, from where I was in the rafters. But just seeing him in real life, existing, standing there, existing. Thank you, Bruce, for existing, standing there on the stage or the edge of the stage. It was thrilling. He adds, Springsteen is a touchstone for me. There's incredible economy of storytelling in his songwriting. Okay, so, this guy likes to think he's in some sort of a English literature class. He's a touchstone. There's incredible economy of storytelling in his songwriting. Dave, you know what that means, right? Well, I have to read it a few times. I'm thinking, does he tell a big story without using a lot of words? Maybe that's what he's saying here. Incredible economy of storytelling in his songwriting. Who uses a phrase like that unless they are someone really important and really smart? Well, this guy Mangold uses those types of phrases. And later on in this article, we'll find out that he might not really know what he's talking about. Anyway, Mangold reveals that REM's It's the End of the World as We Know It is the song he can't get out of his head. Okay, well, you should probably try to get that song out of your head. It's not a bad song, but I don't think you want that particular song stuck in your head. The Bare Necessities from the Jungle Book is the first song he remembers hearing. I think Mary Had a Little Lamb might be the first song I remember hearing. I don't, this is just weird stuff now. And get this, Glenn Campbell's Wichita Lineman is the song he once played at his funeral. Now, he did stumble onto greatness there because Wichita Lineman, one of the greatest songs ever written. The great Jimmy Webb wrote the song. I'm sure he knows that because Mangold is really smart. Why he wants it played at his funeral, though, kind of makes no sense unless, he was one of those guys trying to restore the power somewhere, which obviously he's not one of those types of people. He says this about Boston's 1976 self titled debut. He says the best song is More Than a Feeling, obviously. He says the album immediately goes downhill after that. Probably the best AOR album from start to finish, in my humble opinion. But according to this really smart guy by the name of Mangold, it goes down really, really fast after More Than a Feeling. Okay. We'll tell that to radio stations that I think are still playing every track from the album. Maybe not every track, but they're probably playing most of the tracks. They should play every track because back in the day, every track was played a lot. And Cash, I think they're talking about Johnny Cash here, also plays a part in Mangold's soundtrack, with the director sharing that A Boy Named Sue is his go-to karaoke tune. Oh, that's just great. Mostly because he's a baritone. He says he loves singing anything by Johnny Cash, noting that it's in my range. All right. So this is supposed to be like, hey, here's this cool director. He's hip. He's in touch with music in a way that most people should. And he likes really good stuff. And even though he went into the Boston thing, at least he doesn't like the whole album, right? It's okay to like Johnny Cash and Bruce Springsteen and Bob Dylan and REM. Anyway, folks, I just thought I'd examine this a little bit. It's kind of useless, and I apologize for this. But if you want to see the article, just go over to any classic rock radio website that is affiliated with iHeartRadio, and you'll probably see the article there. Again, a slow news day here. Please don't forget, though, the real news out there, the people in California who are suffering. Pray for them. If you don't pray, I get some backlash for telling people to pray. Maybe do something positive for the people in California. I know Salvation Army is a website I recommend to go to for disaster relief. This is going to be a history-making event if it isn't already, and the death toll is likely to climb quite a bit. So I know this irritates people, but I'm praying for the people in California. And if you don't think it makes a difference, here's the thing. When I pray, every time I pray, it focuses my attention on something greater than certainly myself and my issues. Other people need our attention. And whether it's being a good Samaritan or donating or just praying, if you want to say send some good vibes to the people and you're like, this doesn't help anything, maybe not, people, maybe not, but I've chosen to pray. So I thank everybody for watching my channel, and pretty much that's it, folks. Have a great day. See you soon.